Well, good evening, everybody, and welcome back to Phillies baseball. Welcome back to the Bilskie channel as we are getting ready for the third and final game of this three-game series between the Chicago Cubs and your fighting Phils. As you see, there's your pitching matchup. I find it very strange that Jose Quintana actually pitched the first game of this series. I don't know if the manager is going to make a last-minute change or not, but I just noticed that last night after I went off the air that the same guy that started game one is the same guy that started game three. So I don't know whether they have an injury or what the deal is, but there is your starting pitching matchup as we're going to take you to it here. Phils are going to be wearing their daytime alternates. As today's game on June the 10th was supposed to be a business person special, as I mentioned last night. And well, we're going to be playing it prime time, so it's a daytime game played on prime time. As you see, Zach Wheeler gets the nod, and there is the starting lineup. We gave Didi the night off because we're facing another left-hander. So we, even though I left Bryce Harper in there, he hit his 27th last night, and amongst all the home runs and runs that were scored and tied it twice and everything, all the craziness from game two. He did manage to hit home run number 27 last night, so I'm going to leave him in the lineup. But there is your starting nine. As you see, Kutch leads off once again. He'll be playing left field as per usual. And then, of course, you have Mean Gene Segura, third base, batting second. Bryce Harper, of course, right field, batting third. Cleanup hitter once again is Rhys Hoskins. He is playing first base. The catcher is JT Realmuto. Yes, he is back in there. He will be starting. I don't know how long he'll be in there, but he is starting. Roman Quinn, once again starting in center field. Scott Kingery, who was one of the would-be heroes last night as he hit a home run that actually tied the game at 7 at one point. And so I decided to leave him in there. And then Josh Harrison gets the start at shortstop as he will be in for Didi Gregorius. So we take you to game 3. Your fighting Phils, your 54-12 fighting Phils. It's McCutchen, Segura, and Harper, Hoskins, Realmuto, and Quinn, Kingery, Harrison, and Wheeler. That is your starting 9. That is your starting pitching matchup. Once again, I guess Jose Quintana is an Iron Man for the Cubs as he's going again in game 3. He'll be facing Zach Wheeler. Enjoy the game, everybody.
MLB The Show's coverage of Major League Baseball is on the air. Today we've got a good matchup in store between the Chicago Cubs and the Philadelphia Phillies. It's baseball, it's the show, and it comes your way next. Zach Wheeler gets the ball in game 3 of the series. Dan, any thoughts?
Zach Wheeler's a quality pitcher, 3-pitch mix guy, fastball 93 to 96, good hard slider and a straight changeup. If he brings all 3 of them with him to the ballpark, it's going to be a long night for the hitters.
Now in the box, Anthony Rizzo. He will lead this one off today.
The afternoon for the Cubs. The first baseman, Anthony Rizzo.
First pitch of the at-bat on its way. And that's inside for a ball, 1-0. Dan Dero, these Phillies, as they begin play here today, they were losers last time out, but still in a decent groove as they'd won 4 of 5 prior to that.
Yeah, Matty, this team finds itself with a huge lead, double digits right now, and climbing, playing really good baseball. Some people will say, oh, you don't want to have that big a lead, you start resting on your laurels. I look at it the other way, man. You've earned the right to kind of get some guys off their feet if the manager wants. There's a lot of different ways you can go about it. This team's focused and playing really good baseball. I would not worry about it. Keep pushing the throttle.
Forecast high calls for 80 degrees, but we're at 76 here at opening pitch. The 1-2. That's popped up. And that'll get down for a base hit. Well, when you're going as well as he is, not even a 2-strike count is going to get in your way.
Yeah, Matty, he's having a monster season, well over 300. Right there, when you're feeling that confident at the plate, it doesn't matter what the count is. You're willing to go deep and still feel confident.
Jason Hayward stands in as he looks at ball 1 here. Rizzo on at first, nobody out. Ball 2.
Just missed with that heater, but even if he wanted to swing, I don't think he could have caught up to that one.
Three and 0 now.
This inning hasn't started ideally for him on the mound, but here on 3-0, you have to have the mentality that you're only a strike and or a ground ball double play away from getting back on track.
That misses. So a single and a walk, and it's first and second with nobody out. Here's Chris Bryant now. Has 2 hits and 11 trips for the series so far. There's a good fastball on the outside corner as he'll take a look at strike 1.
That was a pretty good fastball after he walked the hitter previous. There was a little angry on that heater.
Behind 0-2 now. None out, runners at first and second. Still no balls and 2 strikes.
Not surprised he's laid on a heater right there. Just saw an off-speed pitch. Wanted to stay back a little bit too long.
Breaking ball. That's in the dirt as he takes a ball.
He didn't look overly fooled right there because a lot of pitchers will go to the breaking stuff 0-2, but he certainly looked ready for a breaker on that pitch.
Fastball swung on and missed for the first out.
Man, they've really had his numbers so far in this series. That's his 5th strikeout in this series alone.
At the plate, Kyle Schwarber, as he'll take a look at an off-speed pitch here that misses for ball 1. Great chance to drive in a run here in the early going. Swing, and there it goes. He got all of that ball and gone up into the second deck.
I know hindsight's 20/20, but you can't throw that pitch to that guy. Don't forget, he homered yesterday, so you know he's locked in and ready to roll up there. We'll see if he learns from that mistake.
Next to hit will be Wilson Contreras. The average sits at 286 here to start play. 8 home runs and 37 RBIs. Lifted in the air out towards left center. McCutchen is under it. 2 gone. So bases are empty here with 2 gone, and that'll bring up one of the better clutch hitters on the landscape, David Bodie. In there, and it's 0-1. Now time to list the umpires in this one. Behind the plate is Jerry Hillsdale.
Dero, Jerry Hillsdale might be one of the more solid everyday umpires in the league right now.
Yeah, I think he's one of the best in the business, Dan. High praise all around. You go into both meetings with the managers, and what do? They rave about Jerry Hillsdale.
And he strikes him out here, so he's able to stop the bleeding a bit as this side is retired. But the Cubs do get 3 on the 3-run home run. On to the bottom of the first. It's 3-0 Chicago. Jose Quintana gets the assignment for the rubber match in this series. Dan Plesac, what's the word on him?
Hey, it's hard to have all 4 of your pitches on, but I think if this guy can have 2 or 3 of his 4 pitches and have command of them, he's going to have a really good game.
So the next hitter to dig in will be Andrew McCutchen. He comes in today leading the National League in hitting this year.
Fantastic season all the way around. Not only did this guy just get on base by base hits, but he also leads the league in slugging percentage, so he's up there doing a lot of damage.
Drives it out to deep right center field. Back goes Hayward to the track, to the wall. See you later. Over the wall, a home run. It's a solo shot off the bat of Andrew McCutchen, and even 20 home runs for him now thus far. And the Phillies strike for a run. It's now a 3-1 ball game.
Not a great way to start on the road as a pitcher. Give up a bomb to the leadoff hitter.
And that'll bring up Gene Segura. Swung on and hit in the air again, deep down the left field line, and it's a foul ball. Fastball, and he's quickly in the hole, 0-2. Hit the other way out toward right field. On the move is Hayward, and he tracks it down. Nice play for the first out. A moment now to check out the hometown Phil's starting lineup. Danny, any thoughts?
Well, Matt, one guy that's worth the price of admission, Andrew McCutchen. He's got a 5-game hitting streak going. If you've got to start those big streaks somewhere, I like the way he's swinging the bat right now. Great approach, very comfortable. Let's see if that streak continues today.
Oh, and 1 the count to Bryce Harper. Well off the inside that time as the sinker misses for a ball. Dan, D-Row, the Cubs, as they take the field here this afternoon, they come in looking to make it 2 in a row as they were winners last time out.
Hey, thanks, Matty. Hey, you know what, D-Row? Try to get on a kind of a little mini winning streak here. Losing the first game of this series, winning game 2, and hopefully winning this series by pulling one out here today.
Yeah, Dan, they were able to shower that first loss off in the first game of this series and had a nice bounce back game yesterday. Let's see if they can steal a series right here.
Well hit to right, but foul.
He was looking for a swing and a miss breaker right there, but left that one in the zone that got fouled off.
The 1-2 is taken for ball 2. And good patience to hold back on the curveball in the dirt. It's full now, 3-2.
To be honest with you, I'm a little bit more afraid of the guy on deck than the guy that's up right now. If I'm on the mound, I want this guy up right now. He's the guy that's got to beat me.
Something has to give. Here's the payoff pitch. And he lost him. Ball 4 as Harper will reach.
And I'm sure the manager is just fine with that. I mean, it's better to battle a slugger like that to the end and end up walking him than serving on up where he can really hurt you.
And that'll bring up the Sacramento product, Rhys Hoskins. He's a long ball threat, of course, currently number 4 in the National League home run race.
Yeah, guys, this isn't a shocker right here. He is definitely known as one of the best pure power hitters in baseball these days.
Here comes the first pitch. Swung on, but it's pulled foul wide of third. Smoke toward third. Bryant is up with it on to Rizzo, and it's a double play. Side retired. And now here's the versatile outfielder Albert Almora Jr. His career line against Wheeler, he's gone 2 for 8. Second inning starts with a fastball that misses. It's 1-0. A 2-ball no strike count to the Cubs center fielder Almora, a 25-year-old. He's a 5-year vet at the major league level. Outside, 3-0 now.
He walked a guy back in the first, and now he's looking like he might hand out another free pass to the leadoff guy here. You can't be walking a guy an inning and think you're going to have any success.
And that misses for ball 4, so it's a leadoff walk here to start the second.
Yeah, and as a starter, the last thing you want to do is let a team answer when your guys just scored a run for you. So he's thinking ground ball right here to try to get a double play and end this threat.
No balls and a strike to count.
Hey, the way this guy on the mound's been struggling to find the zone, I'm not mad at the guy taking a pitch.
A runner at first with no outs here. Oh, and he's really getting the better of him now. It's strike 2.
Ooh-wee. That was some smoke right there. High fire right on by.
Did a good job to shorten up and protect the plate, and he'll have another shot at it here. And another foul ball. The 0-2 once more.
Love the high heater right there to raise the hitter's sights. Let's see if he buries something in the dirt right here.
The 1-2. And a good bite to that slider as he swings through it for the first out of the inning.
Well, his struggles continue. It's been a rough go of it at the plate with him, and watching this at bat, it's clear to me that his rhythm and timing, they're just all off. Even as a pitcher like I was, you can tell these things and exploit them.
And they'll try to stay out of the double play here as he lays this one down. Throw not in time at first, so the pitcher tries to give himself up, but instead he gets himself a base hit. So it's back to the top of the order now, and that brings in Anthony Rizzo. Here's the first pitch to him. Rizzo swings the bat and throws from the left side and stands in at 6'3". He was taken in the 6th round back in the draft of 2007.
Hey, nothing has been handed to this guy. Drafted in the middle rounds, and he has found his way in the big leagues. This has turned out to be a really nice pick.
1-1. And you can tell he wanted to hold off, but he swings through the inside pitch anyway, and he becomes out number 2.
Really good pitch right there. So you're moving the ball all around the strike zone, and then what do? You come in. That's a hard pitch for any hitter to do anything with. Just really makes it difficult to get that bat head out.
Trying to hang a 0. Here's the pitch. Jason Hayward is in with 2 away as he takes a ball 1-0. Here's a changeup that's right there, 1-1. And that misses, 2-1.
Great chance right here as a hitter to be really aggressive. With 2 guys already on, pretty good shot. He's going to get a challenge pitch right here.
All even now, 2-2. From the belt, the pitch. Oh, got him looking at the 2-seamer, and that'll end it. Cubs strand a couple as the lead remains 3-1. Bottom of the inning now, and that'll bring in the veteran catcher, JT Realmuto.
Hey, we're still in the early stages in this one. They're only down by a couple of runs, but it's really key for this leadoff guy to try to get on and get a big inning started.
And a good fastball there, but this just misses the zone for ball 1. To short. And that's out number 1. Striding into the box, Roman Quinn having a very nice year, currently 2nd in the NL batting chase.
This season really shouldn't come as a surprise to many. We all know what kind of skill this guy produces when he has a bat in his hands.
Ready to deliver. Here's the first pitch. Fastball was too much for him there. Swung right through it.
This pitcher's bringing it with some high velo. You better get that front foot down early and get ready, or he's going to throw it right by you.
Swing and a hot shot toward third. And that finds the outfield grass for a base hit. Not in time, and he's in there with a double.
Hey, D-Row, are you aware of this? After that knock right there, that's an 11-game hitting streak. You think he knows it's at 11?
I think he knows exactly that it's at 11. It starts off innocent. You just want to get a few knocks to get the hitting coach off your back. Next thing you know, you wake up, you've been sleeping easy for almost a week, 8 days. Now we're on 11. This guy's dinner tastes different.
He's ready. Now the pitch. Fastball taken, but that gets the zone for a strike. And this one's in the dirt. Good job keeping it close as the count goes to 1-1. Pickoff move to second, and he'll get dirty, but he's back in safely. He's set. Here comes the 1-1. Hit down the third baseline, but a foul ball. 1-2 the count now. Swung on in the dirt for the third strike. He makes the throw to first, 2 down, but he gets back in time, safe at second base.
Good pitch there, and that was a nice job by his battery mate to complete the play first after the ball hit the dirt.
As a look, now the pitch. And a ball, 1-0. Harrison, often known as J-Hay around the game. He's currently on a 1-year deal, so he stands to be a free agent at the end of this season.
You know, Matty, I know he's in the final year of his contract, but he's playing to expectations, to be honest with you. I know he wants to turn it up a little bit, though, as he approaches the end of the season and make that salary push as he heads towards free agency again.
Fouled off. Working for the punch out and the offering. There's a fastball well off the plate for a ball. Swung on and missed, and that's the final out of the inning. Digging in, Chris Bryant. He was a strikeout victim in his first try.
Yeah, and kind of shocked he got blown away with a fastball. You could tell he was late on that one, and we'll see if he tries to cheat to something this AB.
And it's quickly 0-2.
Yeah, you could tell he was ready for another fastball, but the pitcher went to breaking ball, and the hitter just fouls that one off.
Good job to spoil that one away, and he stays alive. And on 0-2, he misses with a fastball.
Well, tried to throw a high fastball right by him there. Didn't work, but now we'll see if that sets up some different options. Wouldn't be surprised to see a good slider down and away right here.
McCutchen is under it. 1 out.
Now back left side. Kyle.
So the base is empty here with 1 away, and that'll bring up the left-handed hitting Kyle Schwarber.
And that last at-bat when he went deep, he turned around a pretty good fastball. So I'm kind of thinking this guy's a good fastball hitter. So I might want to move that ball up and down and in and out and try not to throw it right down the middle of the plate.
That's in there, and he's deep in the hole now, 0-2.
Everything this guy throws is hard. That changeup he throws is in the high 80s to go along with that good heater.
Now this is foul tipped right into the catcher's glove as he holds on to preserve the strikeout, and there are 2 away. So 2 are gone now in the Cubs half of the third, and stepping up to hit next, the catcher Wilson Contreras. And that's in there for a strike.
That elevated fastball right there, that is the biggest change in the game today for me. When I first came up, a lot of guys working that Greg Maddux east to west.
This ball will be chopped foul. Grounded down the third baseline, but this will wind up foul. Still 0-2. And he struck him out, his 7th of the ball game, and that ends the inning. Cubs are down in order, and it's still 3-1.
We're back now as the Phillies prepare for their at-bats here in the 3rd inning. And this lineup has been terrific for this club all year. And with the highest team batting average, on-base percentage, and slugging percentage in the league, it's probably safe to say they are an absolute force with the bat in their hands. As one coach put it, we're extremely fortunate. Fortunate to have incredible talent and fortunate to have incredible work ethic. Our guys really are always trying to improve their game, and you see that in the numbers they're putting up. Back to you, Matt.
Okay, thank you, Heidi. A ball and no strikes. He pulls this one into right. And the pitcher's got himself a base hit. The throw into second. But it won't be in time, and it's a leadoff double.
That was a great job of driving that ball, extending his arms very well, was able to get it over the right fielder's head, one hopping it off the wall for an easy double. That's one of those solid hits that you don't even feel coming off the bat.
Here's Andrew McCutchen now. Now McCutchen belts one, carrying well to left field. Gone! It's a two-run shot to straightaway left, his second of the game, and the Phillies have pulled even now at 3-3.
Second home run of the game right there. He is locked in at the plate. You hear so many of today's players talk about rhythm and timing. Well, he is perfectly on time in the heart of the zone.
Gene Segura standing in. As the first pitch misses to him, it's ball one. So far 0 for 1 with a flyout. The windup and the 1-0 pitch. And they won't get him to chase the curveball in the dirt that time, and it's 2-0 now.
Hey, you want to talk about being in the zone? This guy's been raking lately, and it all starts with his pitch selection. Two great takes, and he's almost daring the pitcher just go ahead and challenge him.
Ground ball sent back up the middle. A dive, and he knocks it down. And no chance at a recovery here, as despite a great effort that time, they won't get an out on the play. And you see on the graphic right there that his hitting streak will indeed live on as he just continues to hit the ball well. Next to dig in will be Bryce Harper, as the first pitch to him is in there for a called strike one. He's got that average pushing up near 360 now. 27 homers and 67 runs batted in. Now the 0-1. Runner aboard at first with nobody out in a 3-3 tie. Yanked on the ground down the line. One there on to Rizzo at first, and they get them both. So bases are empty here with two gone, and that'll bring up Rhys Hoskins. Here comes the first pitch. A swing and a drive sent out toward the gap. Looking up is Almora, and it's gone. Rhys Hoskins has just clubbed a milestone home run of sorts. It's the 100th of his career.
Well, obviously, it's not easy hitting home runs, Matt, especially at this level. 100 home runs is nothing to scoff at, so I'm sure he'll be proud of this accomplishment when he gets to really think about it after a game, and you know he'll want that ball to hold on to.
Into the box now, JT Realmuto. Lifted in the air to straightaway center. Waiting on it is Almora, and that retires the side. So 2 home runs in the inning. Start of the 4th upcoming, but first Heidi Watney is standing by with a report.
Thanks, Matt. In between innings, I was able to catch up with the manager of the Cubs to discuss his thoughts on his lineup so far. And flat out, he was very pleased with the quality of their at-bats. They've been able to push across 3 runs to this point, but they've also made the opposition work extremely hard. He's thrown a lot of pitches, and they think they're going to have a good opportunity to push across a lot more runs as he tires or as they get into that bullpen.
Okay, thank you, Heidi. Down the first baseline. Hoskins has it, and he'll step on first himself for the out. Well, it's still early, but it's also worth noting that he'd be in line for the win if this keeps up as we take a look at the league leaders in games won this season. And as you see, he's right up there among league leaders in that department. So here's Albert Almora next. He drew a base on balls his first time up. Fastball over the outside, but in there for a strike.
You have to understand, as the hitter right here, pitcher on the mound wants a quick inning. Anything over the heart of the plate, probably got to pull the trigger on.
Just a bit late, and he's fallen behind 0-2. Hit in the air to shallow center. Harrison ranging into the outfield, but it's the center fielder who gets there, and that's the second out of the inning.
Now batting, the second baseman, Jason.
So bases are empty here with 2 gone, and standing in now the power hitting second baseman Jason Kipnis. And looked inside, but that's ruled a strike. 0-1.
Hey, you think back to the early innings right there. You thought this guy would have been hitting his showers. A credit to him. He's been able to regroup, find his mechanics, and find a way to stay in this game.
In there, a base hit.
Hey, D-Roll, that's just what you want to do. Keep the pressure on. He's given up a couple of runs early already in this game, and now he gives up the 2-out single.
Yeah, no chance right there. You want to make this guy work. You want to try and get into their pen as quick as possible. And if 2-out knocks are the answer, then so be it.
Strike 1 to start the at-bat. Big swing and a miss at the fastball, and he's behind in the count 0-2. And he struck him out, his 8th punch out of the ball game, and that one ends the inning. Cubs strand 1. They still trail it here 4-3. Ready to go for the last half of the inning, and at the plate will be the speedy outfielder Roman Quinn.
Roman Quinn.
First pitch coming. Here it is. Tries to catch him napping, but he missed the bunt attempt. Strike 1. Tries to shave the corner with that pitch, but it's 1-1.
Well, it's been a rough one so far. 4 runs through 3 innings. It's about time to get that pitch count down, or he won't be out here very long.
Turned on down the line. Down the third baseline. But this is a foul ball as the count holds steady at 1-2. Softly hit out to short. Throw beats him by a half a step. He almost beat that out.
The batter, number 4, second baseman, Scott Kingery.
And in steps Scott Kingery. First offering on its way. And he fouls this one off. 4 runs, 6 hits, and no errors on the ledger for the Phillies to this point. And he falls behind 0-2. 0-2 count, and the pitch. Liner in there for a base hit.
Yeah, and you can take a look at his numbers here. With that 1-out single, he's flirting with a little trouble here again. You'd like to see him find a way to get out of this inning and battle for another inning or so, but you also don't want him to give up a big number.
And that'll bring up Josh Harrison as he will look at a first pitch fastball for ball one. Comes into this at bat 0 for 1 in the ball game. That evens it up 1-1.
Good speed at first and good speed with a guy at the dish. It's going to be tough to double up these guys. If you're an infielder, got to get rid of it quick.
Fastball well outside.
That's a great call right there. Fastball away with a guy who's got some jets on first base. Almost like a hybrid pitch out. Great for a catcher if that guy's running. Easy transfer throw to second base.
Fouled away. The 2-2.
Gotta believe that runner from first is going to be in motion, especially in this situation. As an offensive player, just hit something hard because those defenders are going to be moving.
Runs coming fast and furious here. 4-3 our score as we play the fourth. And a dive, but he's back in there. And another throw over. A dive, but he's back. And it's fouled away. Hoping to send him packing. Pitch on its way. This is line to left. Schwarber is going to get there as he backs up to put it away, and there are two gone now.
Well, he hit that ball pretty well, but the only problem was that he pulled off it just a bit. The location was a little on the outer half, so he would have hit it even better if he would have stayed through the middle of the field with it.
Now at the plate, Zach Wheeler. He'll try to follow up the double in his last at-bat with another big hit right here.
Yeah, give me a repeat performance of that last double. With a man on first right now, let him run and get you a ribby.
And he pops it up, drifting just beyond the infield. And Kipnis will put this one away, and that ends the inning. Strand one, and it remains a 4-3 game. He's ready. Here's the first offering. And that's high for a ball, 1-0. One ball and one strike to the Cubs leadoff batter.
Great job of doubling up with a fastball inside. A lot of times you'll see a pitcher go in there, but they won't go back in there a second time. This guy's not afraid to pitch inside.
A ball and two strikes from Zach Wheeler. And a half swing that time, but it's a full swing in the eyes of the umpire, and that'll be the first out of the inning.
Always tough for one of these base umpires to make a call on a guy's check swing. It's not a great angle, and everything happens so quickly, so they really have to be paying attention out there. Looking at the replay, I think he got it right, so that's a tip of the cap for the Blue.
A fastball here as he'll take a look at ball one, 1-0. Two and 0.
He may be down 2-0 after those first two pitches in this AB, but those are pitches he can feel pretty good about. They did miss by a whole lot, so it's not like he's all over the place.
The 2-1 home. Sent foul again, and after being way ahead, now it's even at 2-2. And now a pitch on the way. And he struck him out. So double digits now. 10 strikeouts for him thus far.
That's 10 strikeouts for him now, and I'll tell you, he could rack up quite a few more before he's done. Still a lot of game left in this one.
Digging in next will be Chris Bryant. Fly ball out toward left center field. Long run for the center fielder. And he's able to get there on the long run, and he covered a lot of ground there as the side is retired. Set now for the bottom of the fifth, and that'll bring up the former National League MVP, Andrew McCutchen.
Hey, in the last at-bat when he hit that home run on an off-speed pitch, he didn't really crush it, but he certainly hit it well enough to drive it out of the ballpark.
1 ball, no strikes to count. 1-1 to Andrew McCutchen. And now the Cubs bullpen will start working here as both a lefty and a righty are up. Now one hit foul over to the right side as the count moves to 1-2. Pitch on the way. Line drive snagged on a short hop. 1 away.
Third baseman number 2.
Ready for another chance. Gene Segura. He's 1 for 2 in this one. First pitch of the at-bat. And there's a fastball well off the plate inside. 4 runs, 7 hits, and no errors on the ledger for the Phillies to this point. High in the air and drifting out to shallow center. Almora comes on now and makes the catch in shallow center for round number 2.
The right fielder number 3.
Here comes the Chicago skipper now up out of the dugout on his way to the mound. And he's going to make a change as that'll do it for Jose Quintana. So he'll depart here in the 5th after working just 4 2/3, and he's on the hook for the L unless this one turns around. So bases are empty here with 2 gone, and that'll bring up Bryce Harper. First delivery to him on the way. Swing and a miss that time. It's 0-1.
What I love right there is just the freedom in that hack. He ain't trying to do anything but hit the baseball as far as he can.
Hit on the ground down the first baseline, but this will be a foul ball as he's behind 0-2 now. We're in the 5th inning of a 4-3 ball game here. That misses, says the home plate umpire. 1-2. Where it misses, I'm not quite sure. Right side, fair ball down the line. And now it'll rattle up against the wall. And he'll make it to second base now with 2 gone. So a 2-out double here gives him some new life here in this 5th inning. And as we check out the ranking on the team leaderboard, you can see that that gives him an even 20 now on the campaign. Man at second here with 2 away, and that'll bring in a perennial MVP candidate for years to come, Rhys Hoskins.
Yeah, that last at-bat, Daddy, he turned that fastball around. He didn't hit it a ton. He didn't hit it a country mile, but hey, listen, a home run is a home run.
Looking to keep this a 1-run game. The pitch. A little tardy there. No balls and a strike.
Got to sit middle when a guy's trying to pitch around you. If he's going to give you first base, take it.
Line toward the gap in left center. And this is into the alley and ought to be good for extra bases. He's in at second safely as a run will score on the play as well.
Well, he was almost out of the inning. Did the last 2 batters showed him that you can't lose focus on the mound, even if you get 2 quick outs. Back-to-back doubles shows you just how quickly things can get away from you.
Into the box, JT Realmuto. As he'll go after the first pitch and bounce it into foul territory. 0 for 2 from him so far in this one. The 0-1. Just off the outside that time, laid off for a ball.
These guys hitting aren't in first place by accident. They excel at getting out to early leads, so this is a big moment in this game. If they're able to lengthen this lead any more in this inning, they're going to be in really good shape to come away with a win today.
Now before the next pitch, time is called at home plate as he'll step out. Runner in scoring position at second with 2 down. Hit to short. Reined in. Throw on to first gets him, and the side is retired. One for the Phillies here on the RBI double. We're through 5 here this afternoon. It's now 5-3 Philadelphia. Kyle Schwarber will stand in, and as he does, we'll flash you back to the first inning of the ball game. A 3-run shot had him off and running right out of the gate. Oh, and that one slung through the strike zone that time at 98. 0-1. Right by him here, and he's set up for another strikeout here. The count to 0-2.
He hasn't thrown that pitch much all game. I got to believe as an offense, you just got to throw that pitch away and move on to the next one.
And he struck him out. And there's strikeout number 11 in the ball game.
Well, he certainly wasn't intimidated on the mound right there. He had to stare down a really good hitter, and instead of working around the zone, he challenged him with 3 straight good pitches. I like that he didn't give his opponent too much credit.
Here's the young catcher, Wilson Contreras. As he'll take a look at the pitch too low, it's ball 1. 0 for 2 for him to this point. Fastball, and that thing's a blur up there, folks. 1-1. 1 out, nobody on. And it's 1-2.
Very rarely does a pitcher like this leave one in a location like that. That's a pitch right there he'd like to have back. He'd love to swing at that one again.
2-2 to the Cubs catcher. And he's just rolling right now, and even dozen strikeouts for him in the ball game. Another strikeout for him on the mound, and boy, is it fun to watch him go about his business.
No doubt, Matty. He's one of my favorites, mostly because of his stuff. You know, he can absolutely dominate on any given day because of what he offers up there. It's just nasty. There aren't many hitters that like to see this guy on the mound.
To the plate now, David Bodie, as he'll look at a breaking ball that misses for ball 1. Rolled slowly down the third baseline, but a foul ball. 1-1. And the pitch. Line to the right side. A dive, but he can't get it. It's through into the outfield.
Boy, D-Roll, the pitch count keeps climbing and climbing and climbing, and this is another example of they're really making this guy work in this one.
Yeah, that's the grind right here. You put your hard hat on, you try and find a way to get into that bullpen.
At the plate now, Albert Almora. No balls and 1 strike. It was a fly out for him in his last trip. Tying run at the plate, the 0-1.
He's got that certainly timed up now. I'd be shocked if the pitcher goes to the well 3 times in a row with off speed.
And he's got another one. 13 strikeouts now, and the inning is over. 1 left for the Cubs. Still a 2-run deficit. It's 5-3. Bottom of the 6th inning now, and coming forward is the switch-hitting outfielder, Roman Quinn. First delivery to him on the way. Now a splitter starts things off with a called strike 1. That's over, but low. It's a ball and a strike. Count moves to a ball and 2 strikes now. out. He jumps on this one. It's high and deep to center. He lays out for it, but he can't pull it in. He hit the corner and tries for third. And the Phillies are in business here to kick off the inning. It's a leadoff triple. So he's in at third to kick off the inning as you take a look at the league leaders in triples. And as you see there, he sits in fourth place in that department in the National League. In now, Scott Kingery as he lifts it in the air to right field. Hayward has a read on it. He makes the catch. Here comes the runner from third. And the run is in to score on the sac fly as they double things up to lead it 6-3.
Great job of offensive execution there. Leadoff triple and then the sac fly to bring home a run.
Josh Harrison stands in. Here comes the first pitch. And a called strike down in the zone. 0-1.
Time to be aggressive with these hitters now. After that sac fly, now it's time to try to get out of this inning with only 1 run scored.
Here's one that misses high. It's 1-1.
Really high curveball right there. Struggling with the release point. That's the key to the curveball, figuring out and finding that release point.
Hit sharply on the ground to the left. Scooped up. And he's going to beat the offline throw to first as the first baseman couldn't get the foot back in time.
Boy, there's a quality infield base hit right there. That kind of reminded me of the old Yankees shortstop Derek Jeter on that jump throw.
Hey, that's why this is the pros. Back in the day, that's a knock all day long. But up here, guys are making those plays, at least making you think about them. That's an amazing play by the shortstop to leave his feet and at least make this close.
Runners on first with 1 down. Got him to go after that one, and he's in a quick hole of 0-2.
Hey, you know the pitcher right now, he's looking for that best friend, that double play ball. This is where you have to really be disciplined at the plate and make sure that you get a pitch that's above the knees that you can get in the air.
Line drive, base hit to right. And that runner will go no further than second as there are 2 aboard now.
Hey, guys, that's his second hit of the game. He's also got a good chance of getting a W on the mound. I mean, this is stuff you do when you're 9 and 10 years old, not when you're in professional baseball.
Andrew McCutchen will stand in again as we flash you back to the early stages of this ball game. There were fans still finding their seats as he launched his second home run of the game as he was off to a fast start indeed. He's set. Here it comes. Way off balance hack that time. Good for the first strike.
Man, this guy's been locked in all game long. I don't know where that ugly swing just came from.
0-1. Here it comes. Goodness. 0-2 now.
Hey, don't kid yourself. I know those were 2 bad swings, but he hits middle of the order for a reason. It only takes 1 swing.
And he'll dive back in. Here it comes on 0-2. High in the air out to center field. Waiting on it is Almora. And he makes the catch for the second out. Stepping into the box, Gene Segura. We'll see if he can come through in a clutch spot here. 2 on, 2 out here in inning number 6. Ready to deliver. Here's the first pitch. And a good idea to hold off on that swing. It's ball 1. The 1-0 home is a fastball that misses.
Got to find a way to execute either a good fastball down the way or flip something off speed for a strike. You cannot miss over the heart of the plate in these situations. The hitter is on high alert.
Too tight with that one. 3-0.
2 on, 2 out with the base open here as a pitcher. You have to be awful careful. You just don't want to groove something here and give this guy a pitch that he can hit one out of the park on.
Oh, a diving effort as it's off his glove. Throw to third. And he'll try to get back now, but it's not going to work. The throw hangs him out to dry, and that'll end the inning. Phillies will have to be content with just the one. 7th inning coming up. The Phillies lead it 6-3. New inning set to get underway, and standing in now, the power-hitting second baseman Jason Kipnis. And that one's in on the hands to start the inning. It's ball 1. And looked like ball 2 below the knees, but it's ruled a strike, and that evens the count at 1-1. Now here's the pitch.
Pretty good pitch right here to a left-handed power hitter. The one thing you want to do, keep the ball inside so he can't get those long arms out and extended. Really good pitcher's pitch right there, even though he didn't get the called strike.
Swing and a liner. But this will be speared at third, and that was self-defense all the way. 1 gone. Javier Baez will get the call here as he'll hit for the pitcher. Hard hit ball to second. And there's out number 2.
The first baseman, number 42,
Digging in, Anthony Rizzo. He struck out swinging in his last trip to the plate. He's ready. Here's the first offering. Now a changeup here to start things out, but that'll dip a bit too low, and it's 1-0. 1-1 the count to the Cubs first baseman. And now a pitch on the way. A ball and 2 strikes.
Obviously, he's not fatiguing whatsoever. Still in the mid to high 90s with his fastball. These guys got to stay on.
Got him looking, and that'll do it. The inning is over. 3 up, 3 down for the Cubs. Can't cut into that 6-3 deficit. And we're back from Citizens Bank Park in Philadelphia. Let's check in with Heidi Watney.
Matt, I talked with Philadelphia's manager during the break about the Phillies' offensive production to this point. And overall, he's really happy with the at-bats they're putting together. Looking at the numbers, they currently have 4 hits coming from at-bats where they were behind in the count. That indicates that these guys are absolutely battling at the plate and making it very difficult for the opposition to get them out.
Good stuff, Heidi. Thanks. Alec Mills gets the call from the pen to take over on the mound and start the home 7th. Last half of the 7th here, and that'll bring in a dangerous hitter indeed in the form of Bryce Harper. Ready to deliver. Here's the first pitch.
Hey, I'm surprised he went to that spot in his zone. This guy's known for being a down and in hitter. Don't expect too many pitches going in that spot.
And he lays off for ball 1. Gets him to swing at a pitch down and out of the zone. 1-2.
Classic case of the front shoulder flying open on that off speed. Needs to stay compact and stay in the big part of the field.
Popped him up. Rizzo is under it. 1 away. Rhys Hoskins will stride in again, and before he takes his cuts here, let's flash you back to the 3rd inning. This was just a solo shot, but it definitely helped get this offense going. Here comes the first pitch. Off the plate and away there. 1 ball, no strikes. Cubs have someone working in their bullpen now as a right-hander's begun to get loose. And a fastball in the dirt that's taken for a ball.
If you've been paying attention, the guy on the mound does not want to come inside. If I'm at the plate, I'm leaning out over.
This one skied out toward right. Hayward has a read on it. He hauls it in without any trouble, and there are 2 away.
The bat, the catcher, JT Realmuto.
Into the box now, JT Realmuto, 0 for 3 to this point.
Yeah, not his game so far. He's such a good hitter. We all kind of expect him to pick up 2 or 3 hits most of the time. That's not really how baseball works, though.
First offering on its way. This one's down to third. Throw to first will get him easily, and the side is retired. Stick around because Jason Hayward will lead things off when we come back. Here's Jason Hayward now. Pitch number 100 on its way. High in the air out to center field. Quinn is right there, and it's a very quick out number 1. With that, we'll give you a look at our starter comparison for the 2 starting pitchers in the game, and the column to look at is the one on the right side of your screen. Not too many hits to go around at this point in the ball game. Striding in, Chris Bryant. He's hitless coming into this at-bat, so the hit streak he's been riding is on the line here.
Yeah, he's up in the double digits with it. You know, he wants to keep it going as long as possible, but this very well could be the last chance to do that.
In tight here with the first pitch fastball that's 1-0. Looking at his career totals, Bryant has collected just over 150 home runs in his big league days. Into the corner and slicing foul. Bases are empty, 1 man out. That's in there on the outer half. 1-2 now.
Probably better that he let that pitch go anyway. After seeing a lively fastball on the pitch before, it's pretty hard to sit back enough on a well-thrown changeup.
Here he comes on a ball and 2 strikes. Lifted down the line in left. And no one can get there. It's a foul ball. 1 out, nobody on. Got him. And that's number 15 for the ball game.
Really good late bite on that slider right there. The best ones have that late action that just darts at the last minute. They're so tough to get the bat on, and when you've got that good slider going, it's a great strikeout pitch.
So now to the plate, Kyle Schwarber. As he'll take a look at ball 1. He's got a hit in 3 at-bats to this point. The windup and the 1-0 pitch. Fastball laid off well below the knees.
Pretty easy takes to start out this at bat. None of those pitches were even close to the strike zone.
Down low, and the plot thickens here. 3-0.
Now with the bases empty, I think he needs to be careful not to just groove one here just because it's 3-0. He's a guy that could ambush you and lose one over the wall.
The 3-1 is in there for the second strike.
Not much you're going to do with that pitch right there. You have to catch it out front before it even breaks, and even if you do that, it's a tough pitch to keep fair.
And he struck him out. 16 for the ball game, and the inning is over. Cubs are down in order. They're still doubled up. It's 6-3. Trying to pick things up where he left off, Roman Quinn. He made it to third on a triple in his previous appearance. Slapped hard the opposite way. Schwarber is right there as he puts it away, no problem for the first out.
Jumped all over that first pitch of the inning, and he didn't miss it. Just wasn't able to steer it in a direction that resulted in a leadoff hit.
So next to the plate for the Phils, Scott Kingery. A hit in 2 tries for him so far. First pitch coming. Here it is. Bases are empty. 1 man out. And look out as that fastball ran in and got him. Ouch, bang.
And I'll tell you, this is the last guy in the lineup you want to put on base for free. He's probably feeling a little salty after getting drilled, and he's got speed to burn, so look for him to try and make something happen out there.
At the plate, Josh Harrison. He's working on a 1 for 3 thus far. Ready with the first pitch. Here it comes. And he waves at a curveball there. No balls and a strike. With this one almost in the books, the story was clearly the long ball. What are your thoughts on this offense, fellas?
Well, Matty V, I don't know what your thoughts are, D-Roll, but boy, when the weather starts to warm up and the ball starts jumping out like this, it's clear that the pitchers need to start making better pitches.
Yeah, just great approach. No one really chased today. Really stayed staunch on their ability to get that pitcher to come into the heart of the plate, and they did damage with it.
In the dirt here, but it won't skip away far enough for the runner to advance. Here's a look over to first. No offer on that one. 2 balls and a strike. Swinging a ball hit on the ground, but this will wind up a foul ball. 2-2. Runner at first here, 1 man out. And here's a curveball that's laid off that time. It's full. 3-2.
We could see the runner in motion here on a 3-2 count with 1 out. There's a pretty good chance he's going to get a pitch to swing at, and if not, it's ball 4 anyways.
Runners off for second. A swing and a shot hit down the corner, but it bends just foul into the second deck. Runners on first with 1 down. Runner going a second time, but gloved by the third baseman for the out. And now a throw to first, and they got him. Never really had a chance with the hit and run on as he gets doubled up on the line drive. Hector Neris takes the ball now in inning number 9, looking to close the door. All set to start the 9th in this one, and next will be the power hitting catcher, Wilson Contreras.
Looks like a tall order trying to tie or take the lead against this guy who leads the league in saves.
And we kick off the 9th inning with a swinging strike here. 0-1.
You got to be paying attention as an offense in a hitter's meeting in this situation. When you got a guy on the mound that you know the bottom can drop out of any pitch he throws, you have to elevate your sights.
Oh, he had him fooled there. No balls and 2 strikes.
So he goes back to back with the same pitch and got him to chase it both times. He's clearly not picking up that pitch very well.
So he was confident doubling up. Does he triple up on it?
It's always tough to go back to back.
Yes, he does.
It's not a good idea to show a good hitter the same pitch 3 times in a row.
So it was a strikeout swinging. Wilson Contreras becomes the first out in the 9th inning. Coming to the plate now, David Bodie. He's got a hit in 3 at-bats to this point. First pitch of the at-bat. Oh, 1, here's the pitch. Seared down the first baseline, but this will get foul for strike 2. Neris has been enjoying a great season, and fans have noticed he's currently leading all closers in all-star votes.
Hey, let's give a round of applause to the fans for voting this guy first at his position right now. He is not what comes to mind when you think all-star, but you know what? Check the numbers right now in the first half. He has been a dominant player. This is well-deserved.
The 1-2 is a wave and a miss. He struck him out.
Well, you have to feel pretty confident about the way this one's going to end up as a manager. 2 hitters, 2 strikeouts from the closer. There's not a whole lot more he can do to instill confidence that he's going to wrap this thing up without any problem.
Into the box now, Albert Almora. He comes to the plate as the last chance for his side. 2 out here in the 9th. That one's down around the knees, taken for a strike. Two out, nobody on. Pitch popped up. Hoskins over to his left, makes the catch, and that's the ball game.
It's always nice to give your fans at home something to cheer about, and they definitely did that right here, coming through with a big win at home.
6-3 the final score today. Philadelphia led this game from the 3rd inning on and never wavered. Zach Wheeler gets to double digits with his 10th win of the year and recording 16 strikeouts along the way. Hector Neris earns the save out of the bullpen, his 26th. So that just about does it for Mark DeRosa, Dan Plesac, Heidi Watney, and our entire crew. I'm Matt Vasgersian. You've been watching MLB The Show. For more, make your way over to theshownation.com.
All right, well, the Phils take 2 out of 3 from the Cubbies after getting just trounced last night in that 14-inning marathon. The Phils come back. A lot of power from Kutch today. 2 home runs, 3 runs batted in, 2 for 4 on the day. Zach Wheeler gets his 10th win of the season, also contributing with a couple hits, notwithstanding the other, not the other hitters, but the rest of the action in the lineup. Wheels got himself a double. I believe he actually got 2 hits in the game. Let's just go right to it. And also notwithstanding, we have to mention Rhys Hoskins getting his career number 100th home run, which was cool in and of itself. But here's where the action started, and I thought, oh, here we go again. But Schwarber goes big time deep here. And that is into the second tank, I believe. Yes, it is. So Schwarber got it started with a 3-0 spot, and here's where Kutch. This was the tying blow right here. It was already 3-1. Kutch goes yard here, plants that ball out in front of Harry the K's, making it 3 up. So that would be Kutch's first home run, and what a performance by this man. Wheels 16 strikeouts on the day, and that was just one of them. But he was looking very Zach Wheeler-ish today. I'm actually very happy I did not see Javi Baez getting the start today. A lot of highlights from this man. 16 strikeouts. Wilson Contreras goes down, and that slider was it only missed maybe once or twice, but his slider was on all points today. Here it was, 6-3 in the top of the 8th. Chris Bryant with a big 0-for today. That slider got him there in the top of the 8th. I was going to bring Dominguez in, but I figured, you know what? I want to get this man a chance to get a couple more Ks, and lo and behold, he did. There's another one, Kyle Schwarber, who got it going in the first inning. Well, he got his comeuppance there, and here is our closer. Contreras goes down. He struck out the side again in order. That was good morning. And I believe good afternoon would be next, if we ever get to it. Here we go. Hector Neris and that splitter. Just an unbeatable, wow. Bodie goes down swinging at a fastball that time. He went without the splitter that time. That was good afternoon, and here's good night. But it was a pop-up to Mr. 100. The big fella, Rhys Hoskins, gets the final out there with a pop-up out, and that's the way it would end, ladies and gentlemen, as the Phils take 2 of 3 once again from the Chicago Cubs. I'm still kind of wondering why the computer decided to go with their first starter, who Quintana actually started the first game. I got to be honest. Quintana actually started game 1 of this series, but for whatever reason, they put him in today, and I don't know why. I don't know whether there was an injury or what it was, but I was hoping to see perhaps maybe Yu Darvish, maybe get a different pitcher in there to get a different look, but I'm kind of glad they did go with him because Phil's capitalized on it. Phil's 6 runs on 13 hits, no errors. Cubs 3 runs on 4 hits with no errors, so an error-free game. And look at Hector, 26th save of the season. Every time that man comes in, he closes the door and earns a save. And there's your notables right there. Kutch 2 for 4, 2 home runs, knocking in 3, scoring twice himself. Zach Wheeler also, notwithstanding, gets his 10th win of the season. Okay, I don't really do this, but thanks. So 6-3 is your final here as the Phils take the rubber match as they avenge the loss from last night, winning it by 3 just as they did in the first game. Zach Wheeler, as I said, gets win number 10. He is now double-digit wins. And the Phillies improved to 55-12 on the season. Chicago falls to 40-30. Looks like a tennis score. But there is your result. There is the result of this first homestand. The first 3 of 9 have been complete. We got an off day tomorrow. That would be here. And then the Phillies welcome the Oakland A's into town. Looking forward to this. The Oakland A's, of course, first place in their division in the American League West so far, as I know. I have to check the standings, but I believe they are first place in the American League West, as Jake the Snake Arrieta will go Friday night, and he will be opposed by Jesus Luzardo. And Saturday afternoon, baseball's game of the week, 4:05 start. Probably be on a little sooner than that. I believe we have a family get-together to go to with some friends. So, So we will be having this probably early afternoon. Zach Eflin toes the rubber, looking to avenge his loss the last time he was out. And he's looking to get win number 6, that elusive win number 6. He'll be opposed by Sean Manaea. Don't know much about him, but... and then we look forward to Sunday. The third and final game of the series is Double V goes to the Hill, looking to avenge his loss, as he is now 8-1, and he will look for win number 9. Once again, he will be opposed by Frankie Montas. So that is a look ahead to this weekend. And once again, the Phils, as you see right here, with the win by a final score of 6-3. Zach Wheeler, his 10th win. Jose Quintana suffers the loss, unfortunately, just as he did on Monday night. Hector Neris gets his league-leading 26th save in as many tries. I'm really pushing to get him into Brad Lidge status. A perfect season. If you're a Phillies fan, a hardcore Phillies fan like I am, you remember back in the 2008 season when he went a perfect 48 for 48. And I remember when the DVD came out, it was called The Perfect Season, which of course it was because they won the World Championship. However, Brad Lidge was perfect. He did not blow a save, and that's my goal with Hector Neris. I'm going to try to get as many saves as possible. But again, as we saw last night, and then the few losses they've had over the past week or so, 2 weeks, anything can happen. But there's your standings. We'll go across the board here. As you see, the Phils improved their record to 55-12, 16.5 games up on the Marlins, 17.5 up on the Mets, 23.5 games up on the Braves. Sorry, Jay. And 26 games up on the Nationals. As we look at the National League Central, the Reds ruling the roost here, and certainly their position was solidified with the 2 losses, with the loss today by the Cubs, They are now 6 games up on the Cubs. The Reds, 12 and a half games up on the Cardinals, 17 and a half games up on the Brew Crew, and the lowly Pirates. They are definitely in a rebuilding season, as they are 20 and 47 and 24 and a half games out of first place. And National League West looks like a real nail biter. It looks like anybody could take this at any time. I mean, we are in the month of June. We're approaching the halfway point of the season, as we look to the All-Star break coming up in July. July 14th will be the All-Star game, no doubt filled with a bunch of Phillies. But this race right here I'm going to take particular interest in, as the Rocks and the Dodgers tied in first place. Identical records, identical winning percentage. Padres at 2 back, Diamondbacks at 5 back, Giants at 7 back. There's your wild card race. Well, the Yanks have really pulled ahead of the American League East. They are 7 games up on the Blue Jays, 9.5 up on the Rays. Oh man, look at the Red Sox, 29 and 40, 17.5 games out, and another team in rebuilding. Chris Davis, he's pretty much the lone veteran on that team, as the O's almost 30 games out, 29.5 to be exact, at 16 and 51. Wow. Twins in the Central, 8.5 up on the Tribe, 13.5 up on the White Sox, 22.5 up on Maikel Franco and the Royals, and actually, notwithstanding 2 former Phillies, especially Cesar Hernandez on the Indians, as well as Carlos Santana, who's really more well-known for his days in Cleveland, but he was a Philly for a cup of coffee. And, of course, the lowly Tigers down there at 23.5 games out. And, yes, the A's are up over the Stros. I'm still having a hard time wrapping my head around seeing this team in an American League column. I mean, for so many years, the Houston Astros were the team in the National League, especially in the mid-2000s, I would say around 2006, 2007. Of course, Phillies have a long history with the Astros, especially during the 1980 season. Yes, I'm old. So the A's 2.5 up on the Stros, 8.5 games up on our boy Mike Trout, our South Jersey guy. Mike Trout and the Angels, they're 8.5 back. We'll be seeing the Angels after the All-Star break, believe it or not. They will be in town in July. Literally the first series after the All-Star break at Citizens Bank Park. So Mike Trout will be coming home, so to speak. I'm sure the entire Trout family from South Jersey will be in town to watch that. And there you see the A's up 14 on the Rangers and 23.5 games up on the Mariners. Good grief. So those are your standings across this Major League Baseball season. That's pretty much it for now. That's the story. That's the result of today's game. Congrats once again to the big fella, Rhys Hoskins, who homered. Had a chance to get number 100 last night. Did not happen, but he did it on a bright, sunshiny day at Citizens Bank Park on this June the 10th, as he goes yard for the 100th time in his career today. And there you see our star of the game, our top player, spotlight player of the game. Andrew McCutchen went 2 for 4 today, 2 runs scored, 2 home runs, knocking in 3. Just a great performance by Andrew McCutchen. Well, that's it, guys. We look back to the calendar. Again, there's an off day tomorrow, and the Phils will welcome in the Oakland A's for a weekend homestand, a weekend series at Citizens Bank Park, beginning Friday night. So that's it for now. Thanks for watching, everybody. Phils win this one by a final score of 6-3. We'll see you back here Friday here on the Bilskie channel. Don't forget, if you haven't done so already, I usually post some results, some stories and whatnot, some videos. I also put up the current games that are going on. I usually put a link up there. It's Bilskie's Phillies season on Facebook. So if you want to give that a follow, that'd be pretty cool. I would really appreciate it. So tell a friend, tell a family member, tell a neighbor. Bilskie's doing the Phillies season, and so far they're looking pretty good. Notwithstanding the loss last night, they came back and won today. So that's it for now. I know I said that already, and I'm rambling, so I'm going to cut it loose now. So the Phils win this one 6-3. They take 2 out of 3 from the Cubs, and we'll see you back here on Friday for more Phillies baseball. Thanks for watching, and have a good night, everybody.